Sanchez from the Southeast Gender Service.
Anyway, if you're able to come by and feed the cat this weekend...
We have been trying to contact you about missing blood test results.
I forgot to mention, we've been receiving some letters for you over the last few months.
Without these results, we will have to discharge you from our service.
I know, I'm a terrible person and mother, but you really need to change your address.
There are so many people who need our help. If you can get us the results within a week, we will be able to continue with your care.
Well, that's it from me. By the way, I saw in the news there might be some blackouts in your area tonight. I hope to see you next Sunday.
So many people need our help.
Welcome to Eldridge House Surgery. All calls are recorded for training purposes. Please note, we will not tolerate abusive or threatening behaviour towards our staff. For booking appointments, please use the online e-consult form on our website. If you cannot use the internet, please press option 2 and the receptionist will assist you in filling out the e-consult form over the phone. Please listen to the following 6 options. For appointments, press 1. This line is open from 8:30 a.m. For reception, press 2. This line is open from 8:30 a.m. For home visits, press 3. For housebound patients, this should be called through before 10 a.m. For test results, press 4. You have selected 4 for test results. As we are currently receiving a high number of calls, please listen to the following 3 options. To book a test, please press 1. To inquire about test results, please press 2. For any other queries, please press 3. To allow our team to be able to direct you to the right place, please give a brief description of the purpose for your call after the tone.
Hi. Yes, I'm just inquiring about some test results that I did recently. They were supposed to go over to my gender clinic, but I don't think that ever happened. If I could just talk to an actual human being, I think we could sort this out. I need...
We'll now pass you on to a member of the team to help with your request.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for calling Eldridge House Surgery. All our operators are currently busy. You will now be placed on hold while we find someone to help with your request. You are currently number 9 in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us.
This unknown freeing space I'm in is mundane as my kitchen sink. It is as intravenous as my blood, as unnoticeable as when I blink. It is a stain on my clothes like mud after rain. It is as boring as refilling an ice cube tray. But my voice sways deeper, and my mate calls me a camp gazer. Like they know, like they truly understand. I grip onto that feeling, palm of my hand.
Thank you for calling Eldridge House Surgery. All our operators are currently busy. You are currently number 6 in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us. Morgan, finally you pick up.
Hi, Mom.
Anyway, did you get my message about the cat? You know, we're away this weekend. You do know we're away this weekend.
Yes, I know you're away this weekend.
Well, if you can swing by and feed the cat, that would be wonderful. Also, please change your address. I'm tired of having to save your letters. They're cluttering the hall.
Yeah, about that. Some of those were really important.
Well, it's done now. see you next Sunday. Graham is coming to lunch. Can you please be nicer this time? I don't want a repeat of last week.
That's not fair. He really shouldn't have said some of the things he
I don't want to
said.
hear it. Anyway, I need to go to Waitrose now. I'll speak to you next week. Bye.
Bye. Today's Father's Day. What is that? What does it mean exactly? A day of honoring fatherhood and paternal bonds, as well as the influence of fathers on society. Wow. Thank you for that, Wikipedia. Honoring fatherhood. Okay. How's this? Thank you for getting my mom pregnant. You provided the sperm and the necessary hard work for said sperm to combine with egg and thus bear fruit. You must have been so proud when you learned that one of your boys had finally found its goal. You successfully passed on your genetic material to at least one offspring, and in that achieved one of the fundamental purposes of evolutionary life. Here is that life. The daughter with a few shades of your color, your grandmother's hair, chocolate drop eyes of your kin. Here I am, volcano-blooded, earth in my soul, the life you erupted, who will pass on your essence into the future, who you once told, I don't think someone like you should have kids. Here I am, living a life that you bled to give. Here I am, and though you refuse to see me, it's at least partly because of you that I'm here. So, for that I'm grateful. Honoring paternal bonds. Tricky, that. Let's give it a try. If I visited your house, I would see the pictures you keep of when I was a kid. Curly hair, unruly serpents, cut short against their will, made neat. Like that one, where I'm on your shoulders, with your strong hands supporting me. And there we'll both always be smiling. When did you let go? Do you even realize what you've lost? I wish I had trusted you enough to share my joy with you. I wish I could remember any of those days. I wish I knew to treasure them and keep them safe. I wish that, like those pictures, those snapshots of happiness could be printed onto the fibers of my brain and my heart. They did not. I listened, I watched, I learned. Stop it now. And over time, the space between us grew as I achieved safety, and you tried to bridge the gap between us without pushing me further away. You who, I assume, wants the same things as other people. Love, compassion, respect, and yet who couldn't protect me from your own blood. I'm sorry that my body cannot exist within range of your gravity, though it remembers and still propels me onward. But our bond is deeper than just you and I, isn't it? You who gave me a heritage I don't have words for. You who gave me a home for my skin that I'm forbidden from seeing. The island that pulls at my soul like the tide. I am a miracle that cannot exist. Today is a day that some people give the title of Father's Day. Today is a day that I will always remember the gifts that you have given me and let go of and lost. My bond to breath and fear, of culture and space, of extinction in life. So happy Father's Day. I cannot give you lies, but I can give you truth. My bond to you, we are bound together, like fire binds earth and sky, warming and polluting, and always leaving scars, and change, and hope.
Thank you for calling Eldridge House Surgery. All our operators are currently busy. You are currently number 5 in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us.
Sure is. You can try me on in a shop window. Press my amazing mannequin tits against your hands. Mold them. Shape them. Spin me around to face the public. You don't know if you can afford me. It's because I'm unpriced and no one knows where to keep me. I look expensive, but I'm cheap, really. And when I start to bend my arms, just slightly, eerily, behind your gleaming shop window, people's eyes widen because I'm all out of proportion. But I'm torn and covered in caution tape, and I'm hoping that someday someone will be able to afford me. I'm hoping that one day a label will stick, but it's not today though, is it? It's not today though, is it? And when we're all out of coins, another fleshy hand will come and grab me and spin me around the way they want me. But don't tear the tag, baby. Remember to return me in 30 days.
Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey,
Oh, good
Morgs.
dudes. Steve and I are...
That will be great, dudes. I'll leave you to your call.
Yep, I'm just on hold. You know how it is.
Good luck, dude. Have a nice weekend.
Yep, you do. Is he okay?
This is the story of Barry. Barry was a normal heterosexual man who did normal heterosexual things, such as watching normal heterosexual porn. One night, Barry was lying in bed, trying to find the perfect entertainment to finish off the evening. For what seemed like hours, Barry scrolled and scrolled, swiping past subs, doms, threesomes, solos, AI-generated otaku girlfriends, and ex-Disney Channel stars with OnlyFans accounts. Barry was bored. More and more, this midnight ritual felt like an obligation, with many nights passing without climax, the phone falling limp in Barry's hand as he drifted off to the Pornhub autoplay. the soporific sounds of foreplay, like white noise or some ancient whale song. That is, until tonight, when the Pornhub algorithm offered up a new video that would change his life forever.
Hello, Danny DeVito. How are you? I'm reading for you The Lorax by Dr.
An anonymous profile with an anime avatar had shitposted a video of Danny DeVito reading The Lorax on Pornhub. It wasn't so much the content that stirred Barry, but the voice. It was familiar, paternal, soft and nostalgic. It awakened something in Barry, like an old memory, something that fascinated him. Barry was becoming confused.
No bird ever sing except the old bird.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little.
An unanticipated spur of energy flooded Barry's loins. A wave of heat pulsed down Barry's body, an erotic fire born from the thrill of forbidden attraction.
I'm the trash man. all over the ring. And then I started eating garbage.
Somebody once told me that every man has felt like Barry, lying in bed after a wank, thinking, where did that come from? What did I just do? What have I become? Who am I? Barry had never masturbated to a man before, but this was not the first time a man had stirred Barry in this way. Barry could see them all, fighting their way back in from the repressed part of his memory. Music teachers, David Tennant in Casanova, the man from the Old Spice advert, models in the packaging of Primark underwear. Barry could hear the throng of 1,000 horsemen charging at him full force, leaving in their wake a trail of rainbow carnage.
I panic. I panic.
Barry breathed. This didn't mean anything. Everything was going to be fine. Barry set the alarm, put their phone on charge, leant over to kiss his girlfriend on the cheek, and drifted off to sleep. And so began Barry's new midnight ritual. Barry's days played out the same as always. Barry would wake up and take his antidepressants before driving Fran to her work, waving hello to their alcoholic neighbor. At the office, Barry would stand by the receptionist desk for 20 minutes as Janine complained about the new gender-neutral toilets.
Think of what the next generation of women will have to endure. Getting harassed in public spaces by creepy men? I'm glad I grew up in the 2000s when that literally never happened.
Barry would often imagine Janine's head stuffed inside a sheep's arsehole. Barry would sit at their desk and listen as potential holidaymakers told world-endingly damning stories about their partner's antics and why they needed a cathartic vacation to get over their breakup.
Cheated on me in Cancun with a children's undergo. Away from his snorting pizza and my
And he literally had the TV remote up his bumhole.
Barry would pen the juicy stories in a notebook for future song ideas and would reward the juiciest ones with a 10% discount. At break time, Barry would go for a smoke and check through his voicemails to see if his parents had got in contact. Even though his dad was dead from lung cancer, and Barry had gone non-contact with American super evangelist mum 4 years ago. After work, Barry would walk to their car and Barry would walk to his car and drive Fran home. Fran would heat up the ready meals whilst Barry practiced the piano. After dinner, Barry and Fran would attempt some clumsy but loving sexual intercourse. Unfortunately for Barry, whilst he was a people pleaser, he suffered from something the French called ejaculation précoce. Fortunately, Barry was much better at aftercare. Fran would offer to spoon Barry, but Barry would feel uncomfortable about this and would insist Fran fell asleep in his arms. There Barry would be, staring at the ceiling, waiting for that bony finger to poke him in the back. When they felt it, Barry unplugged his phone, downstairs to the settee, and got to work.
Chris Evans and Just Tell on Fantastic Four. Animated Robin Hood. Gordon Ramsay. Human Shrek.
Tenor voices became the soundtrack to Barry's masturbations, carving through Barry's body like a heated blade, leaving a trail of boys' names through their search history, leading him to the most shameful wank of all. When Barry orgasmed, the head rush was like nothing he'd experienced, floating on fluffy Danny DeVito-shaped clouds, comforted by an unfamiliar paternal embrace. For a moment, he would feel a clarity. Maybe this was new, or maybe it had been inside him all along, under a surface where only his attraction to women could float. For a moment, he would feel powerful. Then, a familiar wave would crash over Barry, bringing with it a penis-shaped existential crisis. What would your mother think, Barry? Suddenly, Barry wished he'd never heard of men. Suddenly, he wondered if this was because his dad had died, leaving him maladjusted, searching for male comfort. His mother was right. This is how his brother strayed from God, how he ended up under a bridge.
Baby? Are you okay?
I need to tell you something.
Barry told Fran everything. When they had finished, there was a silence. Then, Fran said,
Isn't Danny DeVito that short little bastard from It's Always Sunny? It's just a crush, Barry.
But isn't it weird?
Weird? It's one of the maddest things I've ever heard. I love it. Baby, I love you so much, but I'm not scared of you running off with Danny DeVito. You're bisexual, so what?
I don't want you to think that you're not enough, or that I'm dirty. It's just I get this weird voice in my head when I think about guys. And at first I was able to drown it out and listen to music or focus on you, but now it's gotten louder and I just don't really know how to fix it.
Listen, who knows why we like the things we like? Like love. Why do you love the person you love? Because you love them. I don't know why I love you. Up until you, I only dated girls. There's no rational way to explain any of this. There are people out there right now tearing their hair out trying to find a therapist to turn their kids straight or discover gay gene. Oh, it's all bollocks. Because maybe there isn't anything to find. And sometimes I wonder if straight people think about this. I'm sure they do. But I think the upside about being queer is that maybe we have a bit more resilience to people who think something's wrong with us. Like your mum.
Is that what this is about?
I know she said some awful things to you. Oh, Barry. I think it's time you started punishing yourself a little less. And then maybe it's time you let me look after you a little more.
Do you honestly believe her? Honestly, Barry, I've seen more convincing performances in a panto. How do you think she'll feel every night sleeping next to you, knowing your dirty little ideas are rolling behind those eyes as you sleep? When you tell her friends, how do you think they'll feel?
It's not
Shall
like...
we ask the audience? How do you all feel, They've seen you, Barry. They've seen what you've done. This generation talks a lot about pride. Tell me, Barry, are you proud of yourself?
It's not like when you were a kid.
Don't lie. You're scared. You need me. Come back to me. What did you say to me?
Fuck you!
Get back here now.
This is the story of Barry. Barry was a normal...
Hey, wait, no. I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm sick of this shit. You can't keep trapping me in here like this. La 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 la. You can't force the queer out of me like this.
Queer? Seriously, Barry, is that what they're calling themselves now? Do you have the faintest clue what the word means? Queer is the word they called your father as they pummeled him for wearing a dress to his stag do. It's the word for transvestites and perverts hanging handkerchiefs out of the windows of Soho for their sordid little parties, taking it up the arse. I mean, seriously, Barry, is that what you want? Is being queer something you're proud of? One day, you're going to wake up and realize that what you have, this thing inside you, it can be fixed. You think you can't live without it? What's wrong with you? There's only one thing you can't live without, and that's me. I'm the voice in your head telling you to be ashamed, because yes, shame keeps you safe. I am the words to finish the sentence you spent your whole life trying to finish. I am ... You think Fran has the answer? She'll only push you further and further away from me. If your brother had listened to me a little more, maybe he would still be alive.
What happened to you, darling? It's okay. It's going to be okay. I can help you. Just listen to my voice. Mary? Oh, where are you? I love you. I need to know you're safe. Call me back. Your father and I are so worried about you. It's not too late. I know of this great holiday home for people like you.
Shut up! No, seriously, shut up and go over there. Go over there! I am sick of listening to you. Every goddamn morning I wake up and you're talking. Every time I take a fucking shit, you're there. And it'd be fine if you were offering me some actual advice or some proper way to navigate all this, but you don't. You just sit there like a backseat passenger who's got nothing but opinions. Oh, don't cross your legs, Barry. Don't suck that spoon clean, Barry. Don't check out that rugby player, Barry. I mean, Jesus, what is the point of being alive if you can't check out a rugby player's bum once in a fucking while? You made half the crushes I ever had a crime. You made me hate myself for a feeling I didn't know the name of. You have so invaded my personal space that even when the door is locked and I'm on my own, I still feel someone there, watching me, hating me. You haven't got the faintest idea what any of this means. You think you know me, you don't. And this whole fucking trap you've put me in is just your way to try and process all of it, turning my journey of self-discovery into a freak show. Well, guess what? I'm done listening to you. My coming out may have been messy, but it's my mess. And if that's gonna be turned into a comedy, then it's my comedy, not yours. I'm fucking with shame no longer. So please, go ahead, do everything you can to make me hate myself. Just do it. Over. There. to hell. Well, you didn't.
You are currently number 3 in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us.
Oh, fuck! 3%. Okay. There's a charger around here somewhere.
I don't want to regret her. I don't want to hate her. I want to keep her in a picture frame, shrine-like, and light a candle for her every now and then. Bury her, mourn her, pray for her. She did her best for as long as she could. She could have done so much more if I didn't exist. But I do. I'm here, and I catch her in my habits, my skincare routine, the way I paint my nails, the glitter I put on my face, and the way it reflects who's looking at us, the way she catches them, holds them, sees the light in them. She was beautiful. Even the nurse first handing her to our mother did so with the words, "She's perfect." Perfect. And she was. She was filled with joy, enthusiasm, a little naughtiness. She liked knowing she'd done the right thing, liked knowing she was pleasing. It's how she could deserve her place in the world. Because despite the joy and confidence, there was something, an inkling, a feeling that had either always been there or nested so early she couldn't remember a time without it. She knew she was hiding something, and yet she smiled and joked around, talked too much and laughed too loud. Only with time did she realize that each smile, each word came at a cost. She gave them away so willingly and noticed too late that she was receiving nothing in return. She was emptying herself, rapidly running out of fuel. Her body, too, was starting to shift, to change. She'd been prepared to welcome these changes. They'd make her a woman, make her desirable, and ensure she still deserved her place in the world. But it slowly ate away at her, rotting her core, infecting her insides, hollowing her out. More and more, she found herself unable to do all the things she was good at. Even holding a book or a pen was suddenly too much. She still knew who she was meant to be, but the how now eluded her. How could she stand on stage and sing her heart out when that heart was cramping up? How could she dance when each move dragged her back into her body, a body she wanted to keep foreign and far away? And how could she write when the silent words on the page seemed to reveal secrets she wasn't yet ready to learn? Deep inside her rotten core, she found the only place where she felt somewhat safe, and so she buried herself there and waited for dreams to come. Dreams of someone who loved her despite the secret. But no one came. No one came to save her. No amount of love could heal her or even reach her. The walls were still there surrounding. And so love stayed just out of reach. She screamed and cried and begged, gave away every last shred of her being. All that remained was our secret. Suddenly, I could feel fresh air. I opened my eyes and found my view no longer blocked. Saw myself being perceived, I opened my mouth and was surprised to hear a new voice. My voice. Still choosing each word with care, but this time because they deliver truth. I tell our secret now. I try not to blame her for keeping it hidden. She did the best she could. She was trying to protect us. She had every right to be afraid, but I wish she knew of the love that was waiting for her. I wish she was still here, and I wasn't. She'd be in the West End by now, or on Broadway, or back home as a teacher, happily married. A man her family would approve of. She'd still be close to her family, loved and cherished. She'd meet her mother on Sundays after church to go to local markets and catch up, walking with arms linked and easy smiles on their faces. She'd love her mother, and her mother would love her. Her father would still call her princess. They'd make music together, and he'd brag about her to his friends. He'd be at ease around her, relaxed, proud of his beautiful daughter. Instead, she's gone, and I'm here. I don't know why. I don't know what purpose I serve, or why I had to destroy her to stay alive. I don't know why hearing her name now makes my skin crawl. It was once my name. Her life was my life. Her body, my body. It still is. It's the only body we get. I suppose that means she lives on inside me. Comfort or burden, doesn't matter. I'll never fully be rid of her. And so I try not to regret her, try not to hate her. I bury her, mourn her, and I tell her she is loved.
You are currently number 3 in the queue. Thank you for your patience. Your call is important to us.
Okay. I know I left this. Oh, I've been to all of them in my time. The Gateways, the Glass, the Champion. None of them could pour a pint properly. Always a bit sloppy, with foam pouring down the sides. Not my style at all. Oh no, I wanted craft ale before craft ale was even considered. My first one wasn't as famous as all those. Oh no, it was called the Kettle, and it was in the basement of a 2-story tenement in Ealing. My first girlfriend took me there when I was 23. Her name was Molly, and we met in secretarial college. Went for a few furtive drinks with friends and then alone. One evening she tapped her nose at me and gestured down an alleyway to an ugly brown door inlaid with bays. Sometimes I pass it on the way home from Sainsbury's and oh, it just transports me. The dank wet of that club. Molly leading me in, resting her cheek on mine, placing her hand on the small of my waist, our toes sometimes colliding. We weren't used to dancing with people of the same height, see? Looking around at all these women doing the same. Women of all shapes and sizes, all nursing a private, happy smile over a drink or in the arms of someone they loved. Hundreds of people wrapped in little tiny pockets of jostling a bit, but like you jostled your sister. It got broken up, of course. Police raid, autumn 67. But the place had lost a bit of its romance for me as well. Molly had left. We hadn't kept in touch. I went back to the club a few times as I'd made friends, but it wasn't the same. I couldn't cope without Molly. I'm sorry if that makes me a bad lesbian. Traitor to the cause. That's how I felt when I was 28, and I can't change it. 2 years later, I got married. Had a kitty. Wasn't very happy about it. He was a nice enough man, Roger. He looked a bit like Paul Eddington from The Good Life, but on an off day. He wore carpet slippers, smoked a pipe. Utterly pleasant. He was happy enough for me to go out to work if I wished, as long as I came home to look after the baby. Oh, Simon, tiny little thing. When I looked down at him and he bit on my finger, I felt us making one of those little units again. At work, I met Suzanne. Oh, she changed things. She used to go on her breaks and have a cigarette dangling from her lips and smoke it in a brick alcove near the bins. And that night it flickered to life. Something flickered in me too. She took me to the gateways. We'd always go down that long, dark staircase into the warm labyrinth of smoke and alcohol and sweet sweat in the air and on your tongue. It felt like, it looked like hundreds. It was as if every lesbian in London had decided she wanted a piece of the action. All these faces staring at you. I almost didn't make it the first time. Kept thinking about Simon. Oh, but Suzanne squeezed my hand and raised her eyes and grinned at them all. They smiled back. It's all gone now. The gateways, the little units, tea dances, Roger. But that was all a long time ago. Simon'd always had a thing for Suzanne anyway. Once or twice a year we'd pass through Chelsea. First we'd pass by the old tent job, and then the pub where we used to drink cold pints of beer, and then the house on Cornell Street, and finally the gateways. The door's painted blue now. Me and my wife stand outside, and we stare at it. We smile at each other, and then we stick our tongues out like school kids. You could still taste it. The nicotine, the sweat, the desire. They land on your tongue like snowflakes. They sit there in your mouth, beautiful and still, before dropping away. I think about Molly. I grip Suzanne's hand. We leave it all behind.